The view from where we sit is gorgeous, even if we don't fit inside your little portrait. The big picture is enormous, so we don't even have to fit. We after it, true purpose, yeah, we have to get. We mastered it, reporting it live from Black Pew, discussing politics, the culture, and laughing at you. Cause you don't understand the viewpoint, don't mean you up by a few points. You just ain't hip to these new joints we on. The world says to follow they pitch, we set the tone, then we knock it over the fence. Oh yes, it's gone. Them haters screaming loud from the bench. They get the bat and try to copy technique, but they miss the point that I mentioned earlier. I see that you observing the way I strangle this beat. Oh yeah, I'm a murderer. Enough of me, let's get back to this gorgeous view. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Welcome to the Black Pew.
Black Pew Podcast. Thank y'all so much. Before we get started, like, share, subscribe on the channel, on this video. Help us get our numbers up so we can do this full time and we ain't got to go into work or use our gas.
Hey.
Or you can stop by my Onlyfans and buy my Snapchat Premium.
Oh my
God. That's how I'm funding my gas right now.
From OnlyFans?
From OnlyFans, Snapchat Premium. It's my gas fund.
How are you going to do that when they took down everybody's OnlyFans?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They
didn't do
no,
that?
They reversed.
They reversed that whole thing.
What?
Yeah, they was taking all that heat, you feel me? And it was like, nope. And it was like, oh, you going to unemploy all these girls that shake that tail? And it was like, nope. And it was like, well, we're going to keep them.
Right.
Part of the reason why OnlyFans wanted to do that,
and they lost a lot of girls too.
So
when they found out that they were shutting down, somebody else opened up like another platform, and they lost some girls to that platform, and so they had to do something to keep.
It was like Fansly or something like that. But basically, what it is that
I don't remember what it was.
They wanted to go official to pro. I mean, everybody
has
different ones.
Right.
No, I'm saying everybody has different ones.
Yeah.
Some people have Fansly, some people have different ones. But what it is that OnlyFans, if you have pornography, a lot of times some credit card processors won't take your payments.
Right.
And also you can't advertise on certain things. So that's why, like, what is it?
Shit, as much money as they make, you don't need to advertise no goddamn where.
But that's what they didn't. But that's what they didn't realize. But you know how people always get the
booties of advertisement enough.
People always want their companies to grow bigger, and that was one of the hindrances that since they do porno, that they thought.
You know how they got bigger? BBLs, okay?
But it was like Tumblr. Tumblr's like, hey, you can't put no more pornographic images on here.
And what happened to Tumblr?
What happened to Tumblr?
Tumblr. What am I using it in the first place?
I don't know about any of these things. I'm like, Tumblr,
well, I'm going to tell you right now. Nobody was using Tumblr in the first place. The only people who knew, only reason you know about Tumblr is because somebody either you know was using it or somebody you know was posting it there or you was using it. That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason you know about Tumblr. Actually, before, but it's kind of like OnlyFans because Tumblr had a different purpose before they perverted it.
Yeah.
And so it was, it was supposed to be a social media platform.
Supposed to be like Patreon, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yep. And eventually it just went left. And so that's the same thing what happened to OnlyFans. It was started to be a platform for artists to share their content with their fans. That's why it's called OnlyFans. And then somewhere it went left, and your OnlyFans jerk off to you. That's it. You know?
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. It's true.
But now you got people
that OnlyFans with just feet.
Exactly. Listen. That's a lot.
Or your hand.
And there's some girls out there that make tons of money.
I'm telling you, I got cute toes. If y'all in the camera, you can make it a thing.
I know a girl right now. She makes money like that. She makes money. There's a guy who buys her socks. He sends them to her. She wears them for the day, puts them in them, and sends them back to him.
Listen,
and he pays her for that.
It's a lot of people who
there's some fetishes that
if you got it,
Listen.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was like, man, I wear a couple pair of them socks for you. Break me off something.
I'll wear them all day for you in my house. I'll walk the dog. What do you need? How dirty do they gotta be?
See, the feet.
Dudes do it with underwear too. They will let you, like they'll have you wear it the whole day and have you sit into like. There's weird dudes, but they usually have disposable income.
That's
too.
true.
Yeah.
That's what it is. A lot of people who have
Too much money.
$200-$400 to spend just on that.
Can you give it to me for gas?
I know, right?
Listen.
If you start advertising your feet pic, well, here's the thing: you gotta take pictures, and then have your feet in the pictures, and then people will start to DM you. That's how it is. That's how people set it up. And they be like, "Oh,
but you gotta do creative stuff with your toes.
You got
too. You can't be leaving the nails just blank and stuff. You gotta have like little kitties on there.
You gotta be eating a cinnamon roll by them, and then drop a couple things on your teeth, and then
put a little frosting.
Exactly.
A little frosting on the toes.
A little frosting on the toes.
I can't do it.
Will get you.
And you call it. Like you want some of the Cinefoot?
You know,
you want some of the Cinefoot?
Pour some water on them. Like
You get like 10 good fans. I'll get you $200 a month.
Listen.
That's gas.
Do a wet sock contest.
Yeah.
You feel me? Pour water with the socks on it. You can see the flesh through the socks. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying? There's cats out there paying for that right now. Big bucks.
Yeah.
You can get your gas fund.
Yeah.
You feel me?
She like,
be like, why am I always driving and stuff like that?
with your feet
pics, you feel me? Feet pics done paid off.
Oh, man.
Nah, she's driving everywhere.
But you get a new job. You got a new car.
I got that gas tax. You feel me?
Exactly.
That's funny.
I got the
Foot
Onlyfans.
stimulus package.
Telling you, that's what people do.
Foot
But
spa.
let's get into these topics. The first one we got is Chris Brown. And
thank God. You want me to tell you something? Power to the breezy. You feel me? Power to the breezy. Because he held it down. You feel
This
me?
time.
Dudes be scared to keep the receipts. Power to the breezy for keeping the receipts.
No, true story, because he could have gotten in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
And so thankfully he had the screenshots, but it's
he had more
scary.
screenshots. He had
videos and everything else.
Audio recording of her saying,
It's
just let me smash one more time. Like,
but it's scary to think that you can leave somebody on red and then she can very easily just be like, oh, well, it was rape. Hold on, pause.
No, it ain't.
But it wasn't.
It
and so
ain't
in my mind, I'm just like, how
it made
scary
so much sense to me.
that
It
you
made
can
so
do
much
that.
sense. It made
Like,
so much sense to me then. When
so
I seen
what
it, when I seen it in full
happened?
you don't know
when I seen it in full context, so they met at Diddy's a Diddy party, and they end up
Hooking up or
Chris
whatever.
Brown, they information, she's hitting him up, yada yada yada, and he's kind of pretty much like not really responding to her like that. Now her audio says, if you want me to leave you alone, I'll leave you alone. But like she's like thinking about him. All I want to do is I just want to hit one more time. That's what the audio says. But before all this happened, I guess because he ignored her, she decided, well, I'm gonna try to ruin Chris Brown, so I'm gonna say he raped me.
Right.
And so it shines a light on a little bit of what's going on now. And I'm not saying that everybody who's a victim who claims to be a victim is not.
Right.
But it lets you know that when some of these people who are super influential, who pretty much have any female that they want to, or have these allegations on them, you have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And so Chris Brown is one of the smarter ones.
Yep.
He kept the receipts.
Yep.
So, and he held them for a while. And that was the smart part. He could have came back on and just fired immediately, but he didn't. And people wonder why he didn't do that, But he held on. He let the police do their thing, and then once he got involved in his little legal situation, he released what he had to release, and it's some damning evidence against the girl. They're actually pursuing legal.
I appreciate the fact that he went to the legal team first.
Yes.
Before he blasted her on social media, he went this whole, like you said, he held on to a minute. He went to the lawyers.
matters.
He did all of that before any of us even seen any of it.
because you look guilty.
He had done all right.
You look guilty if you jump out and say it wasn't me. What we seen plenty of
not
people.
necessarily.
No, true.
Because with his evidence, you won't look guilty.
Yeah.
Right.
But it says a lot about your character.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And so he, one, because of the Rihanna situation, that did a lot that hurt
Yeah.
his character.
Not even just that, he was
And-
hitting Karuchi and a couple other ones too, if I'm not mistaken.
But at the same time, the Rihanna thing really hurt.
It's
Right,
still
absolutely.
it
No, I
hurts-
agree.
It still
It
burns
hurts
to
him to
this
this day.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And so when it comes and so when people look at his relationship with him and women, there's always this cloud over
Absolutely.
it.
That
You know?
connection to it all, yeah.
So handling it this way kind of softens the blow when it comes to Chris Brown and his relationship with women. People say,
Right.
you know what? Maybe he's not such this bad guy.
Right.
And now he's turned his suspect view of eyes into a victim view of eyes. Because now people are like, poor Chris Brown.
Right.
Whoever thought? That's
Right,
scary.
right.
You know, like you said, it's scary to think that somebody would.
That you can have that
but
much power,
I'm
that
not
you can be-
surprised.
Surprised, no, because people will do like we were talking about in the other podcast. People will do anything for clout.
Yeah.
And so I'm surprised, no. But is it scary? It's that as a woman to think that you can hold so much power over somebody else's life.
Jay-Z said it, the power of the
That
PUSSY when
is,
they get haircuts.
it's scary to me that you can have that much power and then just be willing to, well, he's going to leave me on red, so this is what I'm going to do. He didn't hit you. He didn't do anything that
Right.
caused you to be that mad. You're mad that he left you on, that he won't sleep with you a
You
second time.
seen Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
Yes.
She was hitting herself with
Pause,
an 8-ball.
Pause,
She hit
pause,
herself with an
pause,
8-ball.
pause.
He was-
That nigga with that
he
completely
was-
different
he
story.
was-
He was out of pocket.
He
She
was-
told him he was the. Wait, hear me.
It was both.
She told him that she was crazy. She told him that she killed his ex-wife. She told him, "Don't tell me that you love me if you don't love me." He said it anyway.
regardless
That was
of-
his fault.
No,
but
I
that's
think
here nor there.
No, he actually really liked the girl till she had till her touch of crazy was a little too much. So I was just saying that.
She said, "Don't tell me that you love me." He
Right.
lied
Yep.
because he was chasing after King the whole time.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole
after
movie, he was chasing after Regina.
After he ran
Yeah.
into her again.
Yeah.
But initially,
That nigga was wrong. Martin was wrong. That was his fault.
We're going to the ideas. We'll go into some of the mindset of some men, okay? Yes, you may initially make an agreement with somebody thinking that you may honor that agreement and run into somebody else. From another time, you know what? Check this out. What that could have been. And so,
It was a
I
deal that he can
understand
sleep. It was a deal between him and a friend. I can't remember who the actor was. That he would be able to sleep with her. He only told
get
her
that.
he loved her to
Yeah, I get
sleep
that.
with her.
I get
He
that.
was the one.
I
That
get
was
that.
wrong.
I get that.
In this scenario, now
No.
Yeah.
in
Still
this
not
scenario,
wrong. Still not wrong.
What?
Still not wrong.
So you told a woman that you love her, just
No,
sleep
people
with her.
need to learn how to compartmentalize and deal with their own stuff.
That's
Oh,
that's the
man.
waffle part.
no. But here's the thing: she warned him prior to.
I get that, but she needs to learn. She needed a therapist. She needed a therapist. That's what she needed.
She was avoiding him. He showed up at the job.
Yeah.
She said she wasn't interested. He still showed he was
Yeah.
doing all this.
Right.
He made an appointment to see the house. She did the
so
necessary.
what?
So what? Because you're saying she did what was necessary to protect herself. She
Well,
did.
Sometimes he did what was
pursued.
necessary to win the bet. That's what.
Correct.
That's how it works.
So don't get mad when I decide to hold you hostage when I told you I was nuts. Not when I told you I was nuts
Yep.
and I told you I murdered my ex-husband. It
Yep.
would be different if she didn't tell him going in, I'd have your side. But she told him
Yep.
going into this. I'm crazy. I killed my ex-husband. I did this. I did that. Now I went
you
out of
need
my
some
way to
meds,
stay away
baby.
from you. And I just watched this movie a couple of months ago.
Yep.
And
you
so-
need some meds, baby. That's what you need to tell her. You need some meds, baby.
right.
You know?
So
We
now
need
when I
some-
decide to
I
hold you
love
hostage,
you.
that's
I
your
love you.
fault.
You need some
I
meds.
love you, but we need to take a trip to this job to
Right.
get
So
this
now when I decide to
prescription.
hold you hostage, that's your fault. I told you going into this I was crazy.
Yeah, I know. A lot
She was
of people.
self-aware
And
enough
he
to
just
say.
wanted to taste a little bit
I
of that
usually
crazy.
I know it because I date crazy chicks.
I mean-
you know, I know all of the crazies.
I just
So now
think-
when you don't show up next Sunday, we know who to.
But the
we
messed
know
up
to go
thing
looking for
is
you.
I date crazy.
But you have to match your crazy, which is probably
No,
why you date
I've
crazies.
dated chicks that was taking medications that you would not even like. They would tell you
Oh,
you
that
can't even
type of
have
crazy.
kids. You
I
can't
thought
even
you
have
talking about that
kids.
type
They
of
was on lithium.
You can't even have kids. They tell you can't even have kids because that thing probably come out with 4 legs. That's
Right.
how strong the medication was. I've dated that type of crazy before.
Wow.
Right.
But
I didn't know it
in
at
Chris
first,
Brown's
you know what I'm
situation,
Oh, let's
I
go back.
think
Real
that
points.
yeah,
She crazy.
that he
She that type of crazy.
well,
Yeah.
not only that, but I just think in his situation with the amount of people and women that he deals with, I think it was a good thing on his part that
Absolutely.
he kept those records. But not only that, I just, to me, and maybe I'm just thinking of it simply, why even mess with these chicks to begin with? Because they circumspect, you know. You meet this person at some rando party. You don't even know who she is for real, but you just
Well,
you
let's
want,
be honest. If you're at a Diddy party,
No.
you might most likely are relevant.
no,
That's
But-
the only thing that
well,
I would.
but
it's
she
not that.
wasn't.
But it's not
a lot of
I
those
thought
women
she-
that go to
so-
those parties, they go
Just there to
they're
fill
going there
space,
to
smash.
meet these men
So from a
to get
man's point of view, I can help you
popularity.
understand that. I
You
help
can just get into a
Um,
Diddy
Well,
party nowadays.
No,
Like,
well, yeah, you can. I mean, there's a lot.
If you're cute enough
If you're
and
cute
you're
enough,
with
yeah.
enough men,
If you're cute
Yeah,
enough.
Yeah.
my sister's been to Diddy's parties. So
Yeah.
like seriously.
Oh, okay.
But
no, but what I'm just trying to say is that in this atmosphere, where with all this, women just have to speak a little thing about, oh well, he looked at my feet funny. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, and I'm not saying I don't want to victim blame. I just think they need.
She wasn't a victim.
You need to be. I'm talking about him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, just be a little more.
yeah,
Picky.
but that's easier to. I mean, it's easier to say than done, and it's also easier to understand if
Yeah.
you're not a man. 'Cause
Right.
and-
Okay,
And,
okay.
and that's why I'm trying to. Men are conditioned to have loops on their belts.
Yes.
So if you're not married, you're a single man, like the type of women that you are with and the plethora of people look at Wilt Chamberlain as like almost a god because not necessarily because of his basketball, but people outside of that, he talked about how many women he
Yes,
slept with.
yes.
And so when you grow up, you grow up in men's circles. That's what we bragged about. The type of women we've been with, the type of women you can get. We just talked about a movie where the plot was two men betting on if they can get with a woman. That's the conditioned state of a man. So now you give him power, influence, and money, and then the pick of women at of
And
course,
then he has that
If he would have
talent.
took 10 of them at
Right.
home, he would have took 10
And
of
he ain't
them at
bad
home.
looking.
And- yeah, exactly.
He's
He's
not bad
not
looking.
bad
So,
looking. He's got the talent. He's got the.
And he got some money, he has the power. Some of these girls are just associated from, and all they get is a handbag, and that's cool for them. And no, seriously.
No. I get it.
And,
I get it.
And so it's hard to just say, Chris Brown, why are you doing this? Because this is what Chris Brown knows.
Right.
In his mind, this is his mind has been conditioned to run this race, right? Nobody, even after the Rihanna thing, nobody's telling him, hey, you know what, Chris, maybe you need to, settle down, get your life right.
Well, and also
he leaned into the game banging in the
and also you can't expect him to be celibate and stay away from to totally stay away from women until he finds that one. That's because some people are like
I'm not saying
I'm not saying
But she's
but
just a
but it's
random
hard.
chick, you know what I'm saying?
No, but for some people it's hard when you have that much.
But people go out to the clubs. The regular people go out to the clubs and pick up random people all the time.
But what I'm saying is, when you pick up these random crazy people, you should. I think you should almost expect some crazy stuff to pop off from it.
Right, and that's how come Drake had the hot sauce in his bag.
There
swag.
you go. Right.
And I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah,
I was so
But
here for it.
Some people have NDAs. Some
Yeah.
people have. There's
Yeah.
all these other procedures that people have.
I was surprised he didn't have an.
I was surprised he
I was
didn't
surprised he
have
didn't have an
NDA.
NDA. But he probably
we don't
also.
know. He probably did. And her talking about this, that's probably why he went and did legal action.
Right.
That's why he didn't say anything.
Yeah,
'Cause there's probably an
Right.
NDA. We don't know that.
Well,
You know
he
what I'm saying?
he probably didn't even think he would need one because
True.
he didn't really do anything with her
Right.
from the other time,
Right.
and he just kind of talked with her.
Well,
And
but,
then-
but,
men
he,
like
but
that-
he had been intimate with the girl.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And so the thing is, and that's why she said, I just want to one more
more
time.
time.
Okay.
And so he had been intimate with her before. So I believe, I'm not saying, but there must be something there
It had to-
where,
yeah.
because her going out and saying that is so extreme that she was looking, I don't know what she was looking for. But because I mean,
He must got some magic because.
well, he's Chris Brown. He's Chris Brown, and he got money, and,
Yeah, I'm
and,
just saying.
I mean, that's it.
He's
you
still
know?
in his prime,
I mean,
too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And super talented.
I
love
any
his
of
music.
us could be on TV right
Yeah,
now. We're
yeah.
gonna have a plethora of people trying to get it. That's it.
Right.
That's true.
That is what it is.
That is
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
I'm just, it just speaks to the time that we're in. Just you got to record everything, screenshot everything, and just in
watch
case.
what you say,
And
watch where you
save
go,
it, save
all
it.
of it.
Even if you got to save it for 20 years.
I mean,
you
Seal
better-
had a wife and kids.
Right.
Biz Markie had chicks jumping.
Yeah.
I'm saying, people are going. You famous, people are
How
going
you
to
say
come
Biz
after.
Markie?
That's hilarious. Because listen, not
Sil
cute
was
Yeah.
stylish though.
and talented.
Besides the scars on his face, he was
Yes.
stylish,
Mhm.
and he was
He got a whole supermodel.
he got
5+ kids with her.
Afro Man got people running after him.
I need women to just do better because
Yes.
that's a lot of
Yes.
power to have over
Yes.
someone's life.
And it makes it
and
bad for
I-
all
Oh, y'all have
women.
had power.
And I know
Yeah,
it's been a
I'm
whole. I know this isn't a new thing, but it's just. again, we're talking about how quickly things can get around and how quickly information goes by. It's just one of those things like, mothers, I really need you to train your daughters on how important it is to not just
them to do them things.
They are the ones training them to do that.
And it's trash. I'm like, I need y'all to just do better. Teach them about consent and then actual consent. Because I've had to have that conversation with my daughter. This is what consent actually looks like.
Well,
and then not even just that, be honest with yourself. Because if you don't want to, you can't go back later and say, well, that's what it was. No, because you said yes.
But
so
see,
let your no be no and let your
consent,
not this time. Let me finish.
I get you.
And so let your no be no and let your yes be yes. And so this time your yes was yes. You can't go back on it and say rape because he's ignoring you.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
see-
not fair.
But see that has nothing to do with consent, because even then with the situation, if you're going back, obviously you consented and everything was done. Everything was done above water, so you understand. You understand at that point. You understand consent. You understand right and wrong. This is about people being able to deal with rejection. That's it.
What
Right,
she's
and that's what
saying
I
is-
said.
that's
Is
what
let
she's
your
saying.
yes
But
be
it's not-
yes.
but it has
Let your
nothing to do
no
with
be
consent.
correct. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. But
Yeah.
now you don't get to go back and change. Like I said just 5 seconds ago. Now you don't get to go back and change your mind.
But I think
it
also
has
because
nothing to
you
do
were
with
rejected.
But I
it has
think-
nothing to do with
and now you don't get to
consent,
go
though.
back
People
and
change their
hold
mind
it
all
against
the
his head.
time.
Okay.
I think also we have to.
No, wait,
we
but
have
it is
to-
about consent because she did accuse him of rape.
I
she
hear
cons-
that, but
right.
still, what I'm saying is, even though it's consent, you know what I'm saying? That's already understood.
Right.
That has nothing. That's already black and white.
I
For us to
understand.
get to this point, consent is understood, and that's irrelevant. Consent is irrelevant at this time because if you unlie the truth, consent was there. The thing is about handling rejection.
No,
not
I
consent.
think that's a. I think
And
that's. I
that's-
was just about to say a big part of
yes.
it is taking a no and walking away
With
Right.
it, yeah.
with your pride still intact,
Right.
and not because I think guys have to realize that a lot, but women have to also.
Yeah.
And
Right.
if a guy says no, I don't want to.
Right.
And I think we have to deal with that more. And I think
Yeah.
that's why we can handle it a
Women
different
not
way,
used to it.
because we live our lives dealing with rejection,
Rejection,
because
yeah.
that's how we get to who we want to get to.
Got
Yeah.
you.
Women don't deal with rejection as much. Not saying that they don't, because they do, but they don't have to deal with it as much because they're the ones being pursued. They're not the pursuers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
I understand. You may not be used to rejection, especially if you had a Diddy party. You've probably been getting accepted.
Yep.
But that's where mothers need to step up at. The
Right.
consent part is not the issue. It's handling rejection.
Yep.
That's the issue. Feeling you're entitled to everything. That's the issue. That's the issue that a lot of women do have, and powerful men. But that's a issue that a lot of women have. So that's where women need to be speaking to their daughters at, is how handling themselves when they don't get what they want.
Right.
True.
I agree.
I agree. with
Yeah,
that.
so no, I think this is gonna do better. Gotta raise your daughters better. They need to
Yeah.
understand
We have-
all of it,
when it
because
comes
that's
to
a
stuff-
lot of power to
When
have.
it comes to when
It's
it
a
comes
lot
to
of power
sex,
have.
women we do have with
Y'all
this
say yes and
situation.
no.
Yeah.
No,
right.
but
Y'all
I-
say yes or no.
I-
If we
I've-
say yes without you saying yes, we end up in jail. That's just it.
No, because there was a situation where I had known a girl who had lost her virginity to a guy, and then went back later and was like it was rape. It was like,
yeah.
but you said yes,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
that's why the consent thing had come up,
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
make sure that when
Yeah.
you do it, that you later don't go back and change your mind, that you later decide to not hold it over their head, that you
Right.
later decide to not like, well, yeah, I
in your
said it yes, but now I'm
feelings.
mad because you
Right.
said no.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
because
Now
then
that you
I'll
won't
eat
sleep
it
with
the
me
next
again,
day.
I
And
feel bad about
I think
it.
like from my
So
point
I'm
of
just like,
view,
you
the
can't
reason
do
why I
that.
exit out of consent is because
Yeah.
I feel like that is something that's already established.
True.
And that's
It's
not
established.
necessarily
It's established
that's not
between us.
necessarily-
But if I decide that though we said yes, I'm telling you that I said no.
Of course, but
that's
that has
not
nothing,
okay.
That has
And-
nothing to do with consent. That has
No,
everything to
true.
do with
I was just-
rejection and how you feel.
But
So
see,
that's what I'm
true.
saying.
No,
That's
you're
why-
right. I don't
That's why I throw
disagree.
consent
Right,
out.
and what this is, and I might get a lot of hate mail for this, but this is where I have some of the issues with part of the Me Too movement, because some of the stuff that they do
Was actual prostitution?
they,
Whoa.
No,
I mean,
not all of
I mean,
it.
hey,
Not
if
all of
it's
it, but
something-
some of it.
no,
But if it's something
not
that's
all of it,
on
but some
TV,
of it.
Hold
if it's
on.
something that's on
Hold
TV,
on.
that's prostitution.
Yes,
Wait,
no,
but
it
what I'm,
is.
okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, and the real how it started was, all well and good, but what has happened with all of these cases and all these some of these men that we took them down and all this types of stuff, it's a lot of gray area in there, and then you have women now thinking, all I have to do, it doesn't have to be true. I just have to sow a seed of doubt, and then that'll be great for me. So that's I think there's a lot of power, and we just need to be able to wield it properly. But then again, it's been happening since the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even famous, and I be scared out here. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, you ain't gonna you are for sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I take the no and walk.
Yep.
Like, I'll take the.
I don't even take the no, because guess what? I ain't even about to figure out. Because guess what? Now that climate the way it is now, you say hi to a chick the wrong way, she don't scream sexual harassment. That's how it is right now.
Right.
And so, like, you can't be. And I think a lot of this has to do with the spaces, social media, because people aren't having human-to-human contact like that. They only get to talk to each other through a screen. They don't know how to deal with you in real life, in real person. And so I think that's why a lot of relationships struggle, and I think that's why meeting people is hard right now.
Yeah.
It's because people meet on the internet.
Yeah.
So you can't just walk up to somebody in the grocery store and say, hey, woo, 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 and that be your genuine way of meeting them. Most times you meet somebody on Facebook, y'all became friends,
or
and
through,
y'all hang
through
out,
somebody
y'all meet up
else.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But you used to meet people just randomly.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and so because you don't have that no more, it's hard to even pursue a person the original way. It's feeling only people want to date if you're on an app or something like
It's
that.
a lost skill. It's a lost skill to be able to interact with people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Now,
got-
they don't
Relationships
teach
are
that.
gone.
And
But
it's,
people have been desensitized.
yeah,
from it.
exactly.
And
But
especially-
you know why they created social media? So
Is-
you
exactly-
can socialize more. And it totally defeats the
It's-
purpose.
But I think
in
but I
person
think-
that's what they made,
stuff.
That's what they made it for.
That's what they made
Right.
you think. That's
Yeah.
what they made you think.
Think
so you
it
can
until
socialize
it became
more.
something
because
else,
you are
yes.
socializing, but you're not doing healthy socializing.
Right,
Yeah.
And so
I
they
agree.
they desensitize human-to-human interaction to where everything is virtual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why you think now they're going to meta? Metaverse is going to make that even worse because you think that metaverse is going to be just where we're at right now. Metaverse is going to be it's going to become virtual reality.
I think it's
You're
gonna be like that.
You
I
gonna
think
have avatars hanging out with avatars. People ain't gonna want to go to the bar because their avatars is at the bar with
Drinking.
the other
Yeah,
avatar.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's gonna be like that
Obesity's
movie.
gonna be at its all-time
the
high.
movie,
Avatar.
the movie Gamer. I think it's gonna be like that movie Gamer where
Yeah.
you're gonna have people being able to control other people.
I
Or
you know,
control
I
certain
just think
things.
it's just gonna. It's right now. It's just crazy. It's like you almost don't want, like you said, you almost don't want to even look at a person a certain way. You know,
Well, because
I
for
said
one,
hi to a girl in a grocery store parking lot. She literally ran.
well, no,
Like,
that's it.
I was like, whoa.
for
I
women,
said hi.
You're
for
that
women,
scary, huh?
I think for women,
You
it
were
gets
scary.
for women it can become
You
dangerous
scared her.
because
It
You
you can
scared her.
because
I
you
said
can
hi.
get
Yeah.
as
The
a
human
woman
spoke to her.
Right.
as a woman you could get a stalker by aisle 3.
Absolutely.
that's true.
But as a and as a man, you can be perceived as your action
As
being
creepy.
stalkerish or creepy by just saying hello to someone or hey, can I help you with that?
Yeah.
But also,
You can say,
but-
let me pay for your coffee. No, you can't pay for my coffee. What am I supposed to sleep with you? No, you want to pay for your latte. Goddamn.
but at the same time, as a woman,
me as a coffee freak, I'm like,
Right.
as a woman, some of them carry their keys as a
Yeah.
weapon,
Yes.
as a weapon.
Yes.
I know I do.
because
I do.
walking
I
to
have a
their
pistol.
car,
Listen.
exactly, no,
That I
exactly,
use.
and they have
But
to
I
carry a
carry
pistol.
Yes.
keys like
No,
that.
because for a woman, rape and kidnap and murder is constantly in the back of our
I had,
mind.
And men get raped, murdered,
right,
and
right,
kidnapped
right.
too. I'm
Women
saying.
trafficking is at its ultimate high
Yeah.
right
you
now.
as a man,
Protect
hold up.
yourself.
Do you as a man, you walk out here to go walk to your car, are you thinking somebody's gonna
No, because I got a knife in my pocket. So be running for me, you finna get shot.
but
I'm just like y'all. I got a weapon too when I'm walking
Right.
to my
Listen,
car.
when I walk out my own house at 6:00 in the morning to go to work, I'm like checking,
I feel you.
somebody
Yeah.
I hear
because
you.
it's in the back of my
Yeah.
mind.
especially when you think about a lot of us,
I hear you.
a lot of women, especially black women, start getting sexually assaulted
Yeah.
by the age of
Earlier.
13,
Yep.
14,
Earlier.
15. We start getting approached by older men at
Yes.
15.
and
I rem-
and
and looked
as
at and
perceived as older.
Older.
older
Yep.
than we
Younger.
are. Right. Listen,
Or
men,
lose.
I was
Yep.
15
Or lose
years
just
old.
because-
People were
yeah.
stopping and trying to offer me these bus stop rides and all
Yep.
kind of stuff. I'm 15.
And you was literally
And-
like,
and I was just,
I'm about to go
just
to
trying to get to
cheerleading.
school, yo. So
I get it.
and so it's just one of those things where it's like you have to. It's scary for us because also if I tell you no, are you gonna follow me to my car?
Right.
Are you gonna? Am I all of a sudden gonna be a fat bitch?
Yep.
Am I gonna all of a sudden you were ugly and I didn't like you anyways, and now
Right.
I'm being dragged down by my hair?
Or
And
they
so-
can kill you. because
right.
And traditionally, I'm built physically enough to. I'm built physically
enough
to be
to
able to
traditionally
fight 'em out.
correct.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
traditionally.
And I
So I
mean,
understand.
right. There's me at 5'9". I ain't tripping. Come see me. However, when I tell my other friend, I said, honey, you're snatchable. I need you to go ahead and get something.
No, for real.
Because you're
She
snatchable.
mine.
Right.
I
It
said
said
the
now
same
it's
thing to my
is it
oldest.
at
You're
5'9"?
19,
You
but
ain't
you're
hurting me.
snatchable. You about
But you can
100
hurt her.
pounds wet.
And so at the same, so it's like, it's one of those things that sucks for you. Because like you said, I literally just said hi.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean nothing by it.
Nah,
Yeah.
And
you
so
said-
it's definitely
I
a
was just
catch
saying,
22.
women
It's
trafficking
trash.
is at its ultimate high.
Yeah.
You should
Right.
always protect yourself.
And I know
Period.
I'm a
It's just
black
trash.
dude with dreads. Sometimes, and you know now how.
What does your
I get
dreads
out
have
of-
to do with anything?
No,
'Cause
no,
listen,
it's
Because they villainize that
you,
type
you
of
think
stuff.
you don't.
Yeah.
What a lot of people
Yeah.
understand is what people associate with certain things is
Yes.
based off of what they've seen.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, like the person that
So
grabbed you some.
when people see me, they don't see who I am. They see
Right.
who they think I am based off what they know off of prior.
Because
prior
imagery matters.
information.
We've
Yeah.
had that
So it could
conversation.
be
Yeah,
information they
that's
got
true.
off of TV, a
That's
life
true.
experience that they had or whatever. So they see a black man with dreads, they automatically may think danger, protect
I think you
myself,
just being
whatever.
black is just
Well,
enough,
no,
right, to be
no,
scary.
well, let's be
I
real.
mean-
Let's be real. Black men are aphrodisiac to
True.
everybody.
That is
so
true.
they love. So regardless of what you want to call it, you feel me? Women love black men. Let's just be real. But there is a form of black men that they could be more high, a clean cut black man, that's got an English accent and buff like Idris Elba. Or
Exactly.
something like that.
I hate that dude
Why?
because
hilarious.
he has the full freaking
He messed it up
package.
for all of us. He messed it up for all of
hilarious.
us. He used to be a regular black dude.
Because
He'd be
if-
looking
yeah.
at you and be like, "Yeah, you got it going on." Now
He's all
comes,
gray,
and
British
he's, and he's
accent.
like physically fit and everything.
And he
Clean
speaks
cut,
English, and he has a
and he
big-
got the accent.
Yep.
And every girl loses their mind. And
And
it's
his
like,
gray
guess
hair's
what?
coming
I'm
in
black
beautifully.
too.
Let me
You
tell you
feel me?
Exactly.
I'm
And
black too.
he the thing about it is like usually when people
he is graying very nice.
No, but see, and that's another thing. See, and that's the thing about with Idris is that
My
when-
grays look
when
like
they
I
get
got a booger right here. My gray coming in like I got a booger right here.
When-
I was in the mirror earlier today. I was like, man, I got a booger. Oh, this is a gray hair.
when stars get married, their popularity goes down.
Yes.
His went up.
Or hold on. Another person who did too, George Clooney. Him,
Ooh,
it's like,
let me
George
tell you
Clooney is the
something.
white Idris
You wanna
Elba.
talk
about a
white man that I'm in
If
love
George
with.
Clooney's
That's
the
the
white
one.
Idris Elba. When George
We
Clooney
can
got
get it.
married, everybody went crazy.
They did.
Because that man.
But see what I'm
Love me
saying?
some
Look, I just
Exactly.
Love me
See-
some
You know what
George.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's
You
a
too.
Mike and-
Look
you
at
know
her.
what I'm saying?
All three of them.
Yeah. Chocolate and vanilla.
Exactly.
George Clooney, y'all just a big swirl. Ice cream cone, soft serve swirl. That's what it
But
is.
you guys talk about women like that,
Yeah.
though, too.
But,
Come
yeah,
on,
but
Nia
not.
Long.
But at the
But we
same,
don't care
Bad,
if they
by the
get
way.
married.
We don't
So
care
you
if they
know,
get
she's
married.
aging
No,
amazing.
really? Tell
Yes,
you the truth.
she is.
When they get married, we actually don't like them.
Yeah,
Like Alicia
yeah,
Keys used
yeah.
to love her. Then she got married to Swiss Beats. Don't really like her that much no more.
That's what
I'm saying
happens.
this is what happens. You feel me?
they get into a relationship. We're like,
Nah, I'm over that.
okay, you
feel
get like
me?
I go from hearts to just like.
Just
We had, we talked about this
Or
the
to
other week.
report. I report somebody's picture.
yeah.
They have with their
Oh, my
with
God.
their
Petty.
significant other.
I know, right?
I'll be petty. There's a girl today.
Her bikini look a little too skimpy.
Exactly.
She's
There's a
married.
girl-
She
there's a
shouldn't
girl-
be out here looking like
That's
that. She's
hilarious.
wearing one piece.
There's a girl who
Oh,
I
that's
was
funny.
crushing on like this is a while ago. I was crushing on her, and then she had put the post up. Oh, I'm in a relationship with so and so now. So
You
I put the
reported it.
GIF where you seen the GIF with Malcolm X when he slams the
Yeah.
slams his hand and put the glasses off,
Yeah.
and then I reported the picture.
I'm so mad. That's hilarious.
Stand
Wow.
up.
Oh, that's funny.
Exactly.
That
Oh,
is
that's
not a stand-up
funny.
guy.
Don't put
That's
that on my
not-
time.
Exactly what you do.
Don't
love
put that
it.
on my
What
timeline.
you do?
I love
Reported
it.
the
Exactly what you
picture.
supposed to
I'm
Don't
do.
about to go do that to all of
put
Riri's pictures. Every
that
time she
on-
posts a picture.
Exactly.
I'm about to
It was
start
You
posting
don't put that
disrespectful
on your
too.
timeline.
Disrespectful. He said, "Girl,
Ignore
yeah,
it on
crush
your
on."
timeline.
She's supposed to break the news like that. You feel
Exactly.
Me?
You're supposed
Nah.
to get in my DMs
Yeah,
and say
you're
I'm
supposed to give me a little
it's-
professional courtesy. Say, hey, check this out. This is
Professional
what it is. You're
courtesy.
supposed to let me know what the rest of the world. Like, come on now.
That's
I'm
funny.
reporting too. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting that took down.
Okay,
Yeah.
we gonna switch to this last topic.
There's nudity and everything in that picture.
How are y'all feeling about the gas prices?
Man, we already
the
said that.
how y'all feeling about the prices of everything?
Trash.
I don't know about the price of everything.
spent $300
else
on
because I feel
groceries
like the price of
today.
Everything else
Mad.
goes up. But gas.
Everything.
You know what? I think this might be the year I lose that weight.
Come on. because trash.
I'm gonna eat less.
I spent $3 on groceries today and was
too
like,
expensive. I'm sorry.
Well,
true story.
yeah, I wasn't seeing that gas was going to increase this much, but
Gas is
I
up a
could
whole dollar in a
inflation.
week. It went up like a whole $1 in a week.
Yeah, I'm about to start selling penis for gas.
Yeah.
I ain't
Let's
gonna lie.
listen.
I think it's a game. I'm serious. Y'all,
So, Onlyfans, let's go.
for real.
You need a
No, it
promoter?
dropped $1. You seen it? I
You need an
was like,
agent.
man.
I'll be behind the scenes. I'll be the
Listen.
No,
agent.
for real. I was like, what's going on? I drove past the gas station, and then every day since I've been driving past the gas station, the price changed.
Yep.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day, and it's not changing in a good way.
No.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I need to supplement my income somehow, and
Honestly,
you know,
what
prostitution
what
is
can
one
we
of
do
the
about the
oldest
gas
forms of
prices?
occupations. You know,
right.
We need to go, right? We need to drive. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, yeah, we can complain about it, but ain't much. We
Right,
gotta
ain't
drive
much.
anyway.
I mean,
gotta push it
but
out.
the cost of
You
everything
gotta
else
figure out how
going
to
up
make
because
some
of
gas.
COVID, they just trying to get back their money's
Exactly
worth
from
of
the
what they did
trash.
not get while we were all in
Oh
quarantine.
no, that's not why the gas is high, but
Not
I
the
mean,
gas,
Right,
I
but
said
everything
everything else.
Everything else is going up because of COVID. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I've been to a couple taco trucks where they was overcharging for the tacos. And
I mean,
was like, y'all
everything is
tripping,
overcharged.
Oh no,
bro.
apartments and everything. Me and my sister are looking to move
But here-
because our rent went up about $300, and I was like, for an apartment, who you telling?
Well,
Yeah.
But
got-
rent,
no, hold
wait,
on.
For an
rent is
apartment,
going up.
and I was
every
like,
year.
we gotta
But-
figure something out.
Did you say
Hold on.
300?
But-
It went up.
Guess how
300.
much mine's increasing?
But,
Girl.
but,
A whole 1,000.
but see, this is
For
where you-
what?
This is where no, hold on.
For the same stuff.
What are you talking about? Do you know how many landlords lost money?
Yeah.
That is their problem.
No. Wait a minute. Hold
That's
on.
their
hold on,
problem.
hold on, hold on.
Everything
I'm
in
not
my
saying-
apartment
No, but what
is
I'm
the
saying,
same.
But what? Okay, I
It's
see
their
both of y'all
problem.
points.
You
but
ain't
My
having-
water,
you
sewer, and
can't-
garbage
but
went
wait
up
a minute,
too.
but you
while I was in
can't-
quarantine.
How many
But
people
you
didn't
can't
have to
try-
pay rent? How many
but-
people didn't
That's
have to
right.
pay? How many
Yeah.
people didn't have to pay rent for almost 2 years?
Right,
I
but what
did.
I'm
So,
saying
hold
is,
on,
but what
I
I'm
paid
saying
rent.
is,
Hold on.
whole
you can't
24 months.
recoup your loss off of other people who didn't have nothing to do with that. Is
Well-
what I'm saying, and it seems like that's what they're trying to do. They're
Right.
trying to recoup their loss by charging everybody for what happened.
Because
They was going-
You
hold
don't
on.
see me going back and telling them to
Hold
help pay with my water, sewer, garbage.
They was about to be recouping
Like,
their
no,
loss.
I had to pay
They
it.
about to be recouping their loss from somebody who had nothing to do with it regardless. If it didn't come from you, it was going to come from somebody else, and they had nothing to do with it. They are human people.
But they're
no,
super
hold on.
overcharging,
They're human,
though.
But they're
They're not like
beings. No, hold on.
$100 extra
okay,
a month.
they're human beings too. Right?
They're going
they got
extraordinary
families
with
too,
it.
I feel
right?
it.
They had to make an income too, right? When everybody else was not able to pay, what did they do?
Shoot, I'm
No,
about to be
hold
one
on,
of these
time out.
Hispanic
Hold on,
families
when
and have like
everybody else
10
was not
people
able to
living with
pay,
me. We each paying $10 for rent.
Regardless, when everybody else was not able to pay, how many of those people were getting put out on the streets?
I hear you. I
Okay,
hear
so
you.
hold on.
I hear you.
Hold
I
on.
just still
So
don't think it's right.
It's a scratch my back, scratch your back, scratch my back situation.
not
For
my
a year and a
problem.
half, I'll let you live here rent free. I need something back. I'll tell you one
Those
thing.
are for people who didn't pay the rent.
I'm gonna compare it because I don't like doing nothing without comparing it. At my job, for a year and a half, they was paying for our health care. I mean, I didn't go into work. I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. They was giving me my full checks plus full benefits, and the company was paying for it. When I came back to work, guess what happened? I paid them back a portion of the stuff that they were paying for. Now, hold on. Other people gonna look at it like that. But guess what? I wasn't going to work. They were paying me and making sure that my business was full. So when I had to go to the doctor in that year and a half, I was covered. When I had to go to the dentist in that year and a half, I was covered.
But
so I'm
here-
not going. No,
That's not good.
No,
That doesn't
you-
go for
regardless
everybody,
of what
though.
you look at it.
That doesn't go for everybody,
I'm a moral
though.
person.
But
I don't
but
care
hold on,
about-
hold on,
no,
hold on, wait.
Time out. I'm a moral person. So I don't care about any of that other stuff. What I'm trying to tell you is, when I needed it, they were there for me.
Right.
So when
Good.
it came to the point where they put it out, I'm not going to argue if
Right.
you want to recoup
Okay.
what you put
That's
out
not
for
the
me.
same
But hold on, hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
so
Wait,
pause.
wait,
So
hold on.
no,
Very
please.
similar.
So
Very similar.
speaking
Not for
of
people
morals,
who were paying their rent.
Right.
Exactly.
So-
Not for
so-
people who is actually out there in the grocery stores and doing things to purchase in the economy. That's what I'm saying.
And
not
I'm
for
so
those
going back
not
to-
paying rent.
right.
I get your analogy.
They're not
Right.
going to
I
just raise
get
it for
that,
you and
yes.
not everybody else. They raise it for everybody.
And so
No.
here's the thing. So going back to morals. So yeah, I hear. Here's
I'm
the
talking
thing.
about
I don't
rent.
even
So they are raising it for
necessarily.
me.
I don't necessarily disagree. Like you're right. There needs to be a checks and balances in place.
Yeah.
And so it does need to be recouped. It does suck for those of us. I worked the full 2 years. I paid my rent the full 2 years.
Yeah.
And so, and though I understand that you guys do need to coop, it is not fair for those of us who did. And now it's like, but.
We could be saying that for welfare.
But here's the
I mean,
thing. But,
And
but
so
hold
it
on.
does. So it's just
But
kind
for
of.
people,
We
but
could be saying that for welfare.
but for-
I mean,
but-
we
it does
always,
suck
it's-
because
but for
it's just-
landlords,
we're always covering other people's.
But
But
for
for-
landlords, in
Right,
my
I hear
building,
you there.
just in my building, they could have. He didn't go up that much, but everybody in the building was paying. We all talked. Everybody in the building was paying, and they still went up. You have some landlords. I get what you're saying.
I get
and
it.
how some
Right.
hey we
Yeah,
got to
understand.
recoup. We got to recoup.
Right.
But also,
Some are just
doing it just
but on the
because
other
they're
hand,
doing it.
there are some that are going up more than they were inconvenience.
Yep.
They're going up because of
We're talking about humans, bro.
but no, but
Oh, I
but,
get it, but it still
real estate,
sucks.
but real estate prices are going up because so they're saying, hey, my property is worth more now, so I need to charge more now, even though I haven't upgraded this building.
Right.
I haven't upgraded anything. I haven't done more to the building.
Bro, have you been to the coast of Northern California and seen some of them houses that are $500,000, $750,000 house almost look like shacks?
But-
It doesn't matter.
Well,
If the market is for it, that's what I'm saying. People get a problem when people are great with things when they benefit them, but when it benefits somebody else, then people have a problem with it if it doesn't benefit them.
I would have
But
taken
nobody-
the increase.
I think
No.
people-
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I said me and my sister both worked full time the
I
whole
hear
time,
that.
and so it's like I would rather you have made it go up a little bit, and I would have
Yeah.
re-signed my lease last
Exactly.
year, rather than you gouging me this year.
Yeah.
And I said I do understand,
Yeah.
but at
And-
the same time, talking about inconvenience because I remember I even emailed them and asked them, is there a way I can re-sign my lease? Because I would rather have taken $150 and have done it that way,
Right.
like I would have 3-4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
rather than being gouged on this end. I said, and I understand everybody's situation is different. In my home, in our situation, it would have benefited us to go the more traditional route. And if you have to do that for them, your business.
Well, and-
but the fact that all of us are now being penalized when none of us, I didn't get I don't get food stamps.
But
I don't
that's
get
what-
none of that
but-
stuff.
but
And
that's
so
what I'm saying.
which is cool. I said, no complaint.
But
I
the
work.
people-
I love my job. It is what it is. But it just sucks that some of us who did, like back to more,
But
it
it's
just sucks that some of us
people who receive food stamps. There's
Right.
people who receive
And that's
tenants.
cool.
And guess who fits the bill for that?
So we
You're
don't
working
have
ass.
to.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Every time.
So what I'm saying is,
That's
we've
why I was like,
always.
so you
in
wanna gas me on my rent like that?
No, I'm saying in society,
Right.
we've always had to fit the bill
Every
for
time.
those who couldn't.
Right.
And when we're in those spaces,
trash.
that's what happens. And so it's not nothing new. It isn't. I mean,
It doesn't
they're
have to be
humans
okay with
too.
it.
Now there are people who are going to abuse the system. There's some
Absolutely.
people who probably shouldn't have
That's
raised
why
them.
it's trash.
That's
That's
what
why
it's trash.
But
It's
life is trash.
absolute
We know that.
No, life is trash. Resources is trash. Do you know
Hold
how
on.
many people were scamming off of PPP loans, vaccine cards? How many people?
Unemployment?
There's a
Everything.
woman
Yeah.
who made over $1 million selling fake vaccine cards, scamming the system. People are
Absolutely.
trash. That's just the real.
know
But
that.
it's the reality of it, and that's just what's going to happen. There is a situation right now to help some
system is
people.
trash.
No,
We just have to adjust to it.
no, hold on a second. They made a situation right now for people who lost tons of money in the past 2 years to try to recoup it. That's it. Some people are going to take advantage. Some people aren't. But the system is made to help people. It's not made for everybody to be able to take advantage of. People are going to find their loopholes. That's it. They make a new $100 every certain. People still find out how to clone it. That's just what people are trash. People are gonna find out a way to be bad.
But as we're talking about
But
inflation
that-
and
that
gas
still
and
doesn't
everything
take away
else,
from
it
the
doesn't
fact
take
that
away the
it's
fact
trash
that
and it's
some of
not.
us have to move.
Yeah.
So now we're looking for a different place.
COVID was trash.
True. And yes.
COVID was trash. Do you know how many businesses shut down because they're not able to recoup?
Lots.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So think about it like this. How many people would probably have nowhere to live if the people who own those places lost
Listen,
them?
devil
So
advocate right now. We're talking about trash prices right now.
But here's
That's
the
it.
thing. They still going
Saying
wait a
people
minute.
are gonna get
Wait,
expensive
wait.
regardless.
Right, we
Right.
know that.
Understandable.
We still gotta pay for
But when
everything
you
Asked
right
us what
now.
we thought about
No,
inflation,
here's the
and I was just
situation.
talking about us needing
The
to move.
rate,
I
the
know.
rate of inflation, though, when your rent goes up $1,000,
Right.
that's more than just inflation. Now
That's-
that's price gouging.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Even with the gas,
And they
even
don't
with the
even want you to sign a new
even
lease.
People in
with the
California
gas,
paying $5,000 for 2 bedrooms.
even
you know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
care
Y'all
what
have
that
I'm
way in
sure,
Washington.
but I'm living where I'm living because it was affordable to me.
But
Okay,
not
we'll
even
find
and
somewhere else
not even
affordable.
that.
It
Not even
happens.
that.
It's been happening forever.
Yes,
Exactly.
it does
Wait a
happen,
minute.
Not at
but
this
not
rate.
that
It's going really
expensively,
fast.
is
It's
what
just
I'm
like the
saying.
gas prices, okay? The gas that they have underground right
We
now,
don't think happen to the
we've
market
been
after
paid for that
9/11,
gas.
even
That
though
gas
it-
already
it's
been
all
paid
trash.
for.
People get
Yes,
Right?
yes,
so
we understand that.
the fact that they're charging
But it's
like
still
over
trash, Marv.
the fact that the gas is
Having
being
all of
raised
these
as
damn-
much as it is, it's to a certain point, it's price gouging because the gas that we've already paid for that gas.
Yeah,
exactly. It's already priced at a certain price.
That's a fair point because
so them changing it's price gouging.
Yeah, because
and in other countries, it's punishable by law to price gouge.
Because it was
other countries.
But at the same time, you could get in trouble here in America for price gouging and for a monopoly,
right?
Yeah.
Because and I feel you what you're saying because the gas that's already in the ground,
right.
Is basically gas is we know gas is a commodity. Oil is a commodity.
Right.
And the market speculation fluctuates, and then they take that speculation, and they're like, "Oh shoot, the price goes up, so we got to raise our price." Yet you didn't pay that same price. You didn't pay. What is it? It's like 110 a barrel right now. Which there's 30 gallons in a barrel.
Mm-hmm. The price does fluctuate.
The price does fluctuate.
Okay, so
but they didn't pay that much for that gas that's in the ground. They paid a certain amount, and then yes, you have to make your profit, but you guys, at a certain point, you're killing us.
Yes,
right.
but in any business,
they don't care.
In any business,
they don't care. That's the
when
point.
when the source of your supply becomes a little scarcer. What happens to the price of the product?
That's a fair point.
Oh,
but I think
it's actually what's happening.
But I think for what we're saying is that some of these scarce points are false, just like with gas. Sometimes it's false, and sometimes with real estate,
they're manipulating the market because it's not
scarce. Where do we get a lot of our gas from?
It really isn't. It really isn't.
Just about
we get
gas.
it all over. We get
exactly.
Okay. But we got
all the other prices too.
But Russia, what we were getting
10%.
We got like 10%. We got like
that's still a lot. Regardless of what you think, as far as when we talk about the oil, that's still a lot to cut off. It's still a significant amount to cut off on a reoccurring basis, right? So yeah, of course, when you cut off a supply, it's going to get more expensive. That's the way things work. If you went to a restaurant and they changed their supply and it became more expensive for them to get it, or it was scarce for them to get some, they become more expensive.
I think that's a fair point.
Economics.
Right.
What I'm saying is
it's economics and war.
It gets expensive, but not to the point that they're taking it to is what I'm saying.
Yes.
At this point, it's price gouging.
Well, and because the companies,
for some things, not all
and
things.
here's the thing.
Everything is overly priced now.
Right, and that's what and that's what we're saying. And here's the but that doesn't change the fact that we're allowed to be frustrated about it. You know what I'm saying? So though you can understand all of that, we're all smart people. I can understand all of that. That doesn't change the fact that I can still be frustrated about it. It doesn't change the fact that okay, this is something that Kendra said earlier, it is what it is. It's trash. We have to adjust. But it doesn't change the fact that it's still frustrating. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying feelings don't make facts. So while I can understand you guys are frustrated, I'm just bringing you back to where this is the reality and this is why it is.
Be brought back to it. We're living it.
No, but regardless of how
you bring yourself there, because right now I'm good where I'm at.
Regardless of how you feel about it, it's not going to change.
All I'm
We're on a
saying
podcast to talk about our thoughts.
You're going to kill the goose that lay in the golden egg.
Maybe you should be one right now. Be silent Care Bear.
I think we can also say, hey, look,
silent Care Bear.
I feel like there's a certain point
and
where
it's not fair that you should have to contemplate selling certain things for
It isn't. But guess what?
Or you have to contemplate having an OnlyFans.
So I'm at this point to where it's like,
we're reporting that page anyways. Right when it comes out. So don't worry about that.
You can report it. I'm gonna have 3 of them anyway.
We can report every one of them.
You have to find it. It's gonna be
it's
gonna be like the real Marv.
He's a happy Care Bear with these prices.
Yep.
He don't need your help.
Yep. I'm about to be price gouging. I'm about to be price gouging. I need to pay for this gas.
Yep.
I need to pay for this gas. Price
gas.
gouging. Guess what?
Oh, we're gonna keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be real. There ain't even gonna be very many posts. Because just like the gas is scarce, this gonna be scarce too. You feel me? Gonna have to charge. I'm gonna charge for it.
Ain't nobody charging. We reporting you ain't even having paid yet.
I'm gonna make my money for you report it. You feel
No,
me?
you okay with these high ass gas prices? You stay right there, happy Care Bear.
I fill up all the time.
Me too. So I do it all the time, and I sit there and I cuss at the thing every single time. high.
So
I don't
here's
even
the
get mad.
crazy.
Think
I
about
get
your
mad when I
life
feel up.
decisions
I
at
ain't
the
mad.
gas
Here's the
station.
I get
crazy
mad
thing
when I
about
feel
it,
up,
right?
right?
So
I
me being a homeowner,
I even use
right?
premium gas too,
And
so I ain't even tripping.
Oh my,
Personally,
oh my
for
God,
me,
really?
Yeah, I do.
with all these house prices. Oh yeah,
You have a
woo,
coupe. You don't even need to.
value
Sorry.
all over the place. But then guess what?
Your tax.
Property
Your
My
tax.
property tax
Your property tax.
through the freaking roof.
Yeah,
right.
your property tax, and that's part of why also
That stimulus
why the
package,
places are.
taxes. They got to get it back.
Well,
Yeah.
but at
Right.
the same, that's a little different because that was spread out. It wasn't a one time. We got to pay for this bill and we're done. That's not how. That's not how when they do those bills. It's not how the breakdown is.
Right.
For
They spread
the
it-
stimulus package
try
that
to
they
spread
gave
it out
everybody.
over a long time.
Yeah, they spread it over a long time,
Yeah.
and plus some of the money that
but
wasn't
it's going to
used.
be different for everybody.
Well, that's
every
true,
year.
and then plus you paying the taxes. If you're a property owner for something else, you bake that price, the tax that you got to pay into your.
into the mortgage.
So part of it
Yeah.
is them trying to, hey, I got to come back. I got to
Yeah,
get
I
back,
gotta come back and get some.
but also some of these landlords did get
They
money.
got help
A
from
lot
the
of them got-
government.
They got
A
help
lot
from
of
the
them got
government,
help
and
from
I
the
think that's what
government.
people have a problem is like, hey, some of y'all got money.
Yep.
Y'all got PPP money.
Yep.
Y'all got
Yeah, but we
land
also
money.
heard that there was a lot of discrepancies about who got PPP money and where it was being.
No,
where it
that's
was
true
being
too.
dispersed.
That's-
where it's being
What's
The
paycheck
something- the
paycheck
something-
protection.
yeah.
Paycheck protection money.
Oh.
Those loans that the government gave people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The ones that people are going to jail for now.
Because there was a lot of
Yeah.
there was a lot of
Really?
corporations.
There was
that
a lot of
stealing,
yeah.
stealing a lot of the money.
Yeah.
From a
The
little-
From the middle of-
So
the
if
first
that's
round.
the case, that means that there's some, landlords and stuff like that probably never even seen a dime of PPP.
Well,
Right.
some of them got
but some of them
yeah,
did.
some of them got money on the second and the third stimulus.
Yeah.
Most
Are
of
you-
them that did
Ma,
were
I have a
part of.
question.
No, more of them
Do you
did were
work
part
for
of.
the government?
No, but I know how I used to. No, but I worked in the. I
I
worked
feel
in,
like
I worked
you
in,
were
I worked in
undercover.
an area that was connected to real estate, so I know how it does work. And I
Okay,
do,
I'm just kidding
Why
with
you asking?
Because
Go
when
ahead.
you be starting to get all aggressive and stuff, I want to come over there and chop you. Bring it down. Get a little,
But that's what I do. So either you gonna stop.
I'm
or
with
you
it.
gonna-
That's
ain't
why I
gonna
was
stop me from
wondering-
doing what I do.
That's
So
why I
either
was
you-
wondering if you was,
No, I'm
a
just
government
being,
official. I'm trying to
No,
respect
I'm
your
just being-
space.
I'm being informal, and I'm not trying to talk about something I don't know nothing about. You can do that all you want to, but that's not what I do.
But here's the thing.
So
You could understand something and still be frustrated.
Well, hold on.
Like
Let's
I
go
said-
back to
Oh,
that.
no,
Wait,
no, 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 no,
Yes,
no, you can't
let's
say
go
that.
back
No,
to
no,
that
take it.
because I wasn't throwing shots. We're on camera right now. What was that you just said?
I just said I'm gonna talk about something I know I talk about. You can do that all you want to if you want to. It's not me. That's what I said. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Rewind. We could do that all day. I'm just saying. So yeah. Yep. 100%.
Where you going?
100%. So yeah. So anyway, I forgot where I was at. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with that.
You can, like I said, you can still understand. You can understand something and still be frustrated.
I can
Because I think
understand
we
your
all
frustration.
understand. We all understand it. But to hear him ask, "What is your thoughts about?" It's like, no, these are my thoughts. I understand.
Those are
I'm
frustrating.
still frustrated. You know,
And,
look, it's still
my
crap.
thoughts are
Yeah.
my thoughts are the actual reality of it,
I mean-
not the frustration of it. Because things have been going up forever.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not. This is
Inflation has
not
always been a
nothing
thing.
new to me that the prices are going up and it's going up rapidly.
new
It's
for
not the first
anybody.
time it's ever
Right.
happened. This is
No.
something that I've become used to as an American adult.
All of
and
us,
so,
yes.
regardless of the fact, I can boo hoo and whine or woo. That's not gonna get me what it takes to be able to survive right now. And guess what? I'm still being able to survive right now. So I don't. I
on a
regardless of
podcast to
whatever,
talk about
it's
that
gonna be.
stuff.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a. I look at it as it's a temporary thing because these things always fluctuate.
Oh, yeah.
They go up, they
Up
go
and
down.
down.
Now, yeah, they may not go back down to $3 ever again because at one point gas was $1 in America. At one point, and you can get premium for 89 cents at one point.
4 is going to be the normal.
Exactly.
It's going to shoot up a little bit more, and then it's going to stable at 4.
think
4
so.
is going to be the new normal.
I think we'll
for
go
a
back
while.
down to
Yeah.
3.
The
I don't
funky
know.
thing is,
I don't. So we might get back down to
That-
450, but after that, I think that's going to be our
the
new
I think
normal.
4 is going to be.
Yeah,
not,
the four's
not
gonna be the
even
new
that.
thing.
The funky thing is that all of these prices are going up.
Yes.
All this stuff is going up. Inflation is going up.
People aren't getting paid
And
more.
right now,
Oh.
you're and
Let
right
me tell you
now
something.
you're saying, "Oh, I get it," but your paycheck ain't going nowhere.
Oh, mine
Not
went up.
fast enough.
Oh, yeah, okay.
fast enough.
But see,
And some
see,
people
here's the
did,
thing. It's
but
like,
right.
oh, mine go up. I don't know about you, but I'm cool. I'm good. That's okay.
But this is what y'all said.
But-
y'all said
but-
talk
but
about
the
what you
thing
thought.
about
I
it
said
is-
this is my
Yeah,
realism.
when
I
not,
just said.
no, it's
when
cool.
you, but the thing about it is
I get paid
that
more.
it's not.
Right.
It's
but
not.
average America, typical
It's
America,
still
a lot
not
of people
fair.
didn't.
I get
Yeah.
that.
Or
We
didn't
live,
go
in
as
a, we
fast.
live in
Hold
a
on.
capitalistic society, sure, true. but that still doesn't mean that it ain't fair and it ain't right. So yeah, you have a point. Oh, my paycheck went up. Okay, so you cool. But you know, a lot of people
didn't.
are not.
Yeah,
A lot of people it did not.
I
A
don't
lot
make
of
the
people
top
it
tier
was
money.
fine.
I just know I'm cool enough.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that there are a lot of people that are fine. Do you know how many lines I see at the
lots of
gas
people are
station
fine.
all the time? People filling up. There's a lot of people in it
Who are
who
fine,
can't
right.
afford it, and it's just gonna be hard for a little bit. That's just what it is. We have become too spoiled as America that when times do get a little bit hard for us, we have to cry about those. No, you know what? There's other countries that have had to go through this in our time of existence. And guess what? We look at them and say, poor old you guys. Well, guess what? Now it's us that's having to bite the bullet. It's just that our bullet is a little stronger than everybody else's. So, but we do have stronger ammunition too. So just as well as the bullet that we have to bite is stronger, we do make more than most other people. So figure it out. People have been resourceful before. We've had to ration in this country during war times before. This is nothing new to America.
Right.
Wake up and grow up, people. That's it.
Trey
Get out
told
your
me that I was
feelings.
supposed to be on a
Everybody wanna
podcast,
say-
so if I wanna talk
everybody
about
wanna
how frustrated I am, I'm
everybody
gonna
want
talk
to say
about how
catch
frustrated
fights,
I am.
not feelings. And then when stuff happens, everybody want to catch feelings.
I've never posted that meme. I think it's silly.
Live your reality and then figure out how to survive in these tough times. Because like I said, yeah, I'm not hidden. It's because I know where I'm going to be putting my money in these tough times. It's not that it's not that I'm out the woods. It's that I understand what's going on in the woods, so I'm navigating my way through it. That's it.
Sure, absolutely. Listen, but again, Trey asked me to be on a podcast to talk about my feelings. My feelings are just frustrated, despite the economics.
No, but I think a lot more people are frustrated than
Yeah,
a lot
just
more
frustrated.
people.
Like you can understand and adapt and still
like,
be
you
like
can
trash.
fact, and sometimes
I think
fact
people
ain't fact.
like I
Fact-
said, I think
people
people
manipulate the
No,
facts all the time.
Facts, if it's manipulated, it ain't facts. Facts is always facts.
But I think
That's
also
it.
you could be
Facts is
frustrated
facts, depends on your
about
point
it
of
and
view
still
and your
pull your bootstraps up and do
Absolutely.
more. And I think also you can also look at it and say, hey, a part of this system, whether I'm going to go to work every day or not, a part of this system is wrong. And then whether you're participating in, like you're a homeowner, so you participating in part of it.
Yeah.
And you're a consumer. You get gas, so you participate in it as well.
Right.
We participate in it. I think we can also be like, hey, like the one thing, like the speculation part and the part of like the cost of certain things, like y'all got it for so low. Like, okay, we need to talk about why this is or why this isn't. And I think there's certain things you can look at and say, hey, maybe they can do. And people are going to vote more. They're going to be like, hey, let's vote somebody who's going to use more of the stock of oil the country has. Like, hey, let's do something like that. Or, hey, let's go partner with a different country. They're talking about partnering with Venezuela.
Yeah.
Let's go with Venezuela. But then you got people who are like, hey,
So can I ask you a
you
question?
just trade one dictator for the next.
Can I ask you a question?
Pretty much, because Venezuela is a picture.
Oh, well, so can I ask you guys a question? If you paid 10 cents a piece for all this artwork, right? And then somebody came in here and told you they'd pay you $1,000 a piece for each one of them, would you sell it?
Yeah.
Of course. So what's the difference between somebody buying gas hella cheap and selling and charging you more? It's the price of business. Now, I'm gonna tell you, like you said, everybody else feel. I'll be real. In mine, the reason I don't care is because I've been homeless before. I haven't slept on a park bench. I ain't have a car. So the fact that I got all these things and I can maintain them, I don't care. If you charge $1,000, if I can figure out how to be able to maintain it, I don't care. So the fact that I have the resources to be able to do it, yes, I may not have the top tier resources, but I do have the resources to be able to do it. It doesn't matter because I only look at this stuff as temporarily. Yes, some people can grow up in America and they get soft from all the resources they do have, and that may just be me. I didn't have all the resources, so it makes me a little bit hard-nosed when it comes to these things. Stop crying and live life. Do better. That's all I did. You feel me? So yeah, I don't feel bad because at one point I had none of it. While everybody else was at home sleeping in their beds, I was sleeping on a park bench. So now that I've been able to get it myself, I don't care, and I'm not about to listen to anybody else crying because I work hard for this. You feel me? So yeah, now when they take all that away, we're going to have a problem. But when they can't take away what I work hard for, then yeah. So people can go cry and all that stuff. That's why everybody else looks at us like excuse my bad for bad language, bitches when it comes to America, because they ain't got to live like us. So when they come over here, all this stuff is extra. These are amenities. This stuff is extra. You could take all this away, and they know what life was like without it.
I mean, that's true, but you're also talking about people who are living like developing in third world countries.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Because they come from nothing, you could take it away from them, and it won't affect them there like that. And so that's what I'm saying from my point of view. Because I came from nothing, you feel me? You could talk about, because I was able to work for this, I don't care. Because I can able to handle it, I don't care. Because at one point I couldn't. And while everybody else was walking around being able to, I had to feel a certain way about not being able to be a responsible person. Now I can do
But
it.
I think,
so.
what they're saying is...
I'm not knocking what they're saying. You said how we feel. And I'm saying
fair.
that's how I came to why I feel this way.
Right.
That's it. I don't knock out they can feel the way that they want to feel.
Are we allowed to feel the way we want to feel?
Yeah.
Because
People
sometimes you make me feel like we're not allowed to feel that way. To be honest,
I just
but
said
it's
that. I said
fine.
people are allowed to feel the way they feel. Some kids are allowed to go and be on a sports team and never get in the game and get a trophy and feel good for that. That's just the way it is. I'm just saying I feel the way that I feel because of my experience, not necessarily because of everything else that's going on.
But as participating adults, like you said, we can acknowledge that this is happening fairly quickly without like you said, the pay increases as
bullshit.
quickly,
and
then be able to say, like you said, and then be able to say it's bullshit. I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna pull up my panties,
Right.
and I'm gonna make it happen because we're survivors. We're gonna make it work. But at the same time, it's like, but as participating adults, it's okay to be like, it's happening. It's happening
cool.
quick.
And
And
that's-
I'm not
and
knocking
that's
that, and
cool.
I'm not knocking that at all. That's
Yeah.
how you feel.
Yeah. Regardless of, your previous situation, now you're saying like, listen, I came from nothing. It really doesn't matter. Even if I got to go back to nothing, I don't know if that's
You can
what
take
you're
this all
saying,
from me. I know how to survive. It
but
is what it
but
is.
it's not even about people not being able to survive.
That's what it
It's
is about. That's
people
exact-
looking at it and not seeing any hope and being despair. It's about despair. That's all. That's what it is. It's about people saying, "I'm working hard, and it seems like I just can't get by. What is it? Why is it happening? What's going on?" And stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with having some type of empathy. It's not apathy. It's empathy. And some people have it. Some people couldn't care less about it. But it's just being empathetic to the situation. And learning and knowing what people's going through. That's all that it is.
But it's not that it's not about me. Like I guess from my point of view, it's not about being empathetic. It's about that narrative that you're talking about has been the narrative for so long in America. That has not changed. There's so many people who felt like they've worked hard, even in what we would call a simpler time in America, and still could not get ahead. That has never changed. That is a life. That's the tagline of life. You feel me? Only a few make it past the threshold of that. Other than that, everybody else is just working to keep their head above water. That's
Well, they said the average American is one accident away from poverty.
Exactly.
Right.
Or a check away from losing their house.
Everything, yeah.
And so that's the reality of the whole thing. The difference is that some of us didn't have to worry about losing that because we didn't have it. And so now when you put the fear of that in front of us, it don't scare us. But there's so many other people when you live in the security of America that have been afforded those resources that when that's threatened, they don't know what to do. They don't know how they're going to live past that. I know if they took my car, the roof over my head, the money that I make, what I was going to do to survive tomorrow, because I've had to do it before. There's a lot of people who would not know it. They would take their own lives. You seen what happened in 9/11 when the market crashed. Some people realized that they were going to go broke. What did they do? They jumped from those buildings. Some people hung themselves at home. Some people took their own lives after when they seen the market crash because they didn't know what life was going to be like without the resources and the security of America. But I do. So it's not that I don't have empathy. It's just that it does not hurt. It does not make me feel sad that this is what we're faced with, because it's nothing new. It's just the number looks bigger.
That's a fair point. But at the same time, Pete Davidson won, so.
Yeah, he sure did.
Pete Davidson won what?
I'm messing.
He won the relationship battle.
What relationship battle?
Oh.
She gonna kick him to the curb.
Ah!
It don't matter.
I'm just saying. What did he win?
We gonna get out of here on that. Thank y'all for tuning in to Black Pew Podcast.
He's in a picture from the bed.
He's in a picture from the bed.
That's a
He
win.
was in the sheets.
He may not won the war, but he won the battle.
He won the battle.
He won that battle.
Was he there by himself or was he cheating
with her.
next to her?
I think he's by himself, but I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that
they just got done. You know what I'm saying?
Something like that. Something like that. He said
and
in
Ray
the
J
picture.
gonna come out and say I ate it first.
And the thing about it is his beef with DL is not he got a beef with DL too now, and that's
what?
because he was saying something about DL. DL ain't no punk.
No, DL's not the one.
And he's not, and because the way he grew up.
Yeah, you don't go after DL.
You think you think it's jokes? No, it's jokes.
It's not jokes.
And it's something else. Jokes behind that. So.
That's why he used to go after people in the crowd. Because you want to get buck if you want to. You feel me? You can try if you want to.
But thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe on the channel. We appreciate you guys helping us get our numbers up. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.